It is my great joy tonight to bestow the Lux et Veritas Award, honoring those who bring the light and truth of Christ to our students, to my dear friend, Dr. Constance Nielsen. So where are you, Connie? Just point, oh, there you are. Hi, you can sit down now. So you're going to have to get up again in just a minute, but for now you can sit down, because I have a few things to say. Connie began teaching at St. Ambrose in our very first year, so I really do think of her as one of our founders. Since then, she's served as Development Director, Dean of Students, Dean of Faculty, and Director of Classical Education, so she's rather versatile. Her work helped lay the foundation for what we are today at St. Ambrose. So I emailed a handful of her former students this week with the simple question, what do you remember about Connie Nielsen as your teacher? And the response was heartwarming. So one student said, Dr. Nielsen cultivates the unique God-given talents of each student. She goes beyond teaching content. She instills in students a vigor for spreading the gospel in word and deed. Yes. Connie achieves this, and for years she has taught our other teachers to achieve this by training students to develop habits of the mind and to labor for the discovery of truth so that they can think for themselves for the rest of their lives and not depend on others to form their opinions. This is true freedom. So a typical Ms. Nielsen lesson begins, okay, everyone, so you're at a party with a college friend who asks, why don't Catholics let women be priests? And one of those who debated questions like that in her classroom is now a priest himself, Father Michael Wanta. So where are you, Father? Stand up. Oh, there he is. Thank you for your priesthood, our own priest son. Now, except that his chief memory of Connie and her teaching seems to be how she ruled the classroom with a rod of iron, using a Nerf gun as a deterrent to unruly behavior. So that is Father Mike's chief memory of Connie. Connie could motivate students to think energetically about practically anything. She once told the kids that she could teach 4 years of high school religion from nothing more than old Star Trek episodes. Thus, another of her former students, now a father of 4, he commented the most lasting impression Connie left on me was to look for the good, the true, the beautiful, and Connie, and the one, thank you, everywhere, even in pop culture. All of our graduates recall with gratitude how much time Connie would put into correcting their written work. So Veronica Arntz, I don't know if you're here tonight, probably not, but now a distinguished Catholic essayist whose reflections show up in some of the oldest and most respected Catholic publications in the world. Veronica told me I would not be the writer that I am today without Connie's encouragement and feedback. Every time I thought I was a good writer, she pushed me to be even better, and I will never forget her red pen. Connie says to her students, red ink means I love you. And she would put hours into commenting on student papers on her days off. And her efforts aren't limited to schoolwork. Budding author Sean Steenan recalled her enthusiasm not only for reading his short stories, but also taking the time to meet with him after school with heavily marked up copies. And these weren't even assignments. So just think about what that mentorship had to mean to a young writer. Marine Corps Second Lieutenant William Donahoe recalls turning in his final paper on his last day of high school, and then after graduation, taking off for basic training. Imagine his surprise a week later when a neatly labeled package arrived on base containing his term paper covered with red ink, including a note explaining the comments. Connie had marked up and mailed off the papers of students that she would probably never see again. I have long since forgotten the specifics of those comments, said Lieutenant Donahoe, but her commitment to helping us learn and grow is an enduring memory. Another graduate, Stephen, a scientist modeling electron flow and turbulence on surfaces, credits Connie with saving his faith during high school. He says, because of her unflinching faith, intelligence, wisdom, and her simple affection as a good teacher, I felt I was able to ask her serious questions and get serious answers. Now, his memories are near and dear to my heart because Stephen is my son. And now he's happily married and he helps run his parish youth group, bringing Christ to the next generation. So the poet Yeats said, "A great teacher doesn't fill a pail. A great teacher lights a fire." And for the last 20 years, Connie has lit fire after fire in the hearts of our young people. So Connie, now you can stand up. Please stand up as alumnus Michael Bowden, who credits you with teaching him how to think, presents you with a little token of our love, gratitude, and esteem. And friends of St. Ambrose Academy, please join me in honoring and thanking one of the best friends St. Ambrose ever had, Connie Nielsen.